Welcome everybody to another daily dose of swipe where we break down long form, short form, all sorts of sales letters. Right now, we're doing long form, breaking down long form sales letters and advertorials. If you're watching this, you're probably a copywriter, advertiser, marketer, or somebody or some who has to do something with this specific field. We have to do this because we have to know what and how other industries are operating and how our competitors are leveraging their copy techniques to you know attract leads and convert them into retainers. Convert them into long-term clients. If this is a very niche channel, and if you're not, I don't know what you're doing here. So if you are a normal guy who does not know about any of this, you don't need to watch this, and they're not watching it anyways. My um video title does the job. Anyways, yesterday we're breaking down all the sales letters. I could all the sales letters. They're probably sales letters. There's a VSL or two as well. We should break down that as well. But right now, just let's just focus on the advertorials and the sales letters. So yesterday I broke down this. If you if you did not watch this, you could go ahead and watch the yesterday part, DDOS number 27, where we broke down this advertorial. And advertorial meaning it's just a information piece that's out there that helps to attract leads and put you into the right frame before you get pushed into another page, which is generally a sales letter, where you get sold. I'm going to use complex terms, assuming that at least you know about this stuff, even though you could be a beginner, but I'm assuming that you're not, okay? I'll try to explain and break down, strip it down into its respective parts in a way that everybody can understand, by the way, though. So yesterday we broke this down, and I was thinking of breaking what's coming to the next page, of break down the sales letter on another page. But what happened to be on another page was the same sales letter that we broke down on DDOS number 26 or 25 probably, which was so I'm not gonna do that. So I mean, when you click on the link, you get directed to this page, and I already broke down this page, so we don't have to do this. So then we're going into moving into another advertorial, which is this one, and this has a different page. We're gonna do break down this stuff after we break down the advertorial. And I'm not gonna be repeating what the environment of the whole. Okay, let's just get to the breakdown without yapping too much. Anyway, so first of all, when I break down any stuff, we need to understand the environment. Environment meaning who is seeing the stuff, what kind of traffic is seeing the stuff. I'm seeing our sales assets, and who matters, and what the offer is that matters. The offer and um the traffic matters more than the copy. I've repeated it multiple times. And yeah, and the truth about apps.com, this you can see that this is probably a web page that was built in the 2000s, right? 2004 probably, and 2004 to 25. 2004 to, I believe it popped off between 2005 and 2015, in my opinion. I'm not going to talk about this each and every day. We're just going to break down the copy element of it. I broke down the whole environment on the first sales letter, which I'm gonna probably link down in the description. If I'm not, it's on DDOS number 25 or 26. You can see from the thumbnail itself if the sales letter, if my thumbnail is in this format, then it's probably uh, if it's like one of those first videos which is in this format of or these graphics, then you should start from there. I've talked about the environment, about John Benson, Mike Jerry, and how the contemporary issue was, what was relevant in that specific time period, 2000, and talked about the traffic quality and all that stuff, which I'm not going to repeat because if I keep on doing that, the video is gonna get too longer. Yeah, the 1 hour video. Yeah, it's probably 1 hour, the video that I'm talking about. So you can find it if you want. I don't know even anybody's watching this, so I don't care at all. So let's just cut the yap and start breaking down. The number one, the worst food that causes faster aging. Beware. People, so relevance, oh sorry, context, aging, right? So people don't want to age, people don't want to age faster because of looks issues, and they just don't want to die. They want to enjoy the more, and it's a natural human um thought pattern, because who wants to die, right? Of course, you all depressed motherfuckers are gonna yap, but we don't want to die. Right? And the number one worst food that causes, so the number one problem that gives you a consequence that you don't need, this is the pattern, right? And these kind of subject lines still work. I see you does current, like, I don't know when this was written, but people still use the same psychology marketing principles that they did 20 years ago, that they did 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years ago. And probably in the first few stages of direct response, which was, built by Claude Hopkins and such. And this no wasn't just this, like, didn't just start with Claude Hopkins or some, or I don't know who was there back then. I kind of forgot his name, but he was one of the leading direct response prodigies. Anyways, let's fuck all that. But psychology and sales has been around for decades, thousands of years, because trade and service has been around for a long time, ever since human civilization started as initial processes, right? Um, that's why the number, when you use a subject line, like what I'm trying to point out is, when you use subject line, the number one worst food, it just triggers you. You, even if you know these kind of claims, and of course, as I said in my previous videos, that um these claims back then were unsophisticated, meaning the market was not exposed to these kind of claims. They just did not know about it. So whenever they saw this, they got intrigued, hella intrigued, because nobody was using this. Now, over time, people, all of them, started to abuse this, because maybe John Benson, they started to make a lot of money with this stuff, and maybe they were teaching their students. The students teached their students. Everybody was selling courses. Of course, I don't know about what happened. I don't think they were selling courses back then, but it just became mainstream back then, and everybody leveraged it. And all of a sudden, the internet was filled with bold claims about losing fat and whatnot and stuff like that. But even if this is like very high quality, in my opinion, I don't know when this was written, but this was very like high quality stuff, like high quality sales letter. Nobody's like, I opened one of their testosterone sales, testosterone TRD. I don't know. There's a supplement. There was a supplement sales letter, a sales letter for a supplement that was hard. Oh, sorry, not a sales letter. Oh, sorry, supplement. It was about a book. Yeah, but that hit hard. They leveraged everything they could actually use. I mean, I'm talking about stuff that you don't see people using. It wasn't just the ordinary have low testosterone and performing bad in the bed. No, that was deep. I hope you get the point, right? So I don't know when this was written, but oh, the sales element, the salesiness. Oh boy, I'm not saying that this is salesy, but I'm talking about the, what do you call it, the copywriting, the marketing element. I just love shit like that. I'm yapping too much. Let's break down the stuff. But I want you to understand that market sophistication exists, and that is majority. The environment of the whole thing, the environment and the bigger, what happens in a huge scheme of things, matters much more than some a few words. It's not that you should um, You should, ignore copy, but still, the hungry traffic matters more than a good food or good wrappings, right? Hungry traffic, always. That's the main point. Hungry traffic. Heal your joints, supercharge your energy, naturally fight the aging process, boost your metabolism, fix your design, protect your brain health, kill blood pressure. These are all the benefits that the ideal prospect, that the one who is being targeted by the sales letter. I'm talking. This is an advertorial. Advertorial is going to direct you to another sales letter, which is probably in the next page. It's like an information element where traffic is directed to this page. People think that this is an information, so they can consume it in a very very curiosity driven mindset. They feel like they're getting new novel information, and that would like they that's why they now open to the whole sales element, open to hearing any sales messages until the end of another page, not even this one. They think like this is another valuable informative uh, piece of blog out there, which is definitely not the case. They're gonna tell you a problem. So this is a problem, right? The worst food is the problem. They're gonna talk about the mechanism of the problem, a unique mechanism of the problem. And next they're gonna talk about the solution. Then they're gonna talk about the unique mechanism of the solution, and how the unique mechanism of the solution counters the unique mechanism of the problem. Make sense? It's gonna make if we start reading this. So this is what generally happens. This is a brief overview, an eagle's eye view of what happens in a sales message. After you understand this, it's just a matter of integrating the words and just not fucking it up. And I'm not implying that I am a great marketer at this point. No, of course not. I'm nowhere near. But I'm just giving you, let's say, a report on what I have seen in the space, and what generally happens, what I've learned. And yeah, that's all that stuff. So let's get down to the business. Do you eat these foods that harm your blood sugar and age your joints and skin faster? Do I? I don't know. I I must read it. Right? Curiosity. Some are even deceptively marketed. So deceptively. Okay, so they are deceptive. Anybody who's not doing this is decepting you, right? Meaning they are not on your side. And when you say somebody's not on your side, you indirectly imply that I am on your side as well. So I hope that makes sense. I'm gonna add an us versus them mentality, positioning. Okay. Market you as healthy by giant food corporations. So same element. Avoid or minimize these and look 5 to 10 years younger than your, okay, than your real age. Now this is the main benefit the reader wants. Desires. By Mike Geary, certified nutrition specialist, and Catherine Ebeling. Okay, so this is like an authority element. Due to biochemical reactions in your body that occur with every type of food you eat on a daily basis, some foods age you faster than your real age, while others food help to fight aging. Okay, so this exists. Validate their pre-existing beliefs. Because people already believe that there were some foods that would help you age faster, that would promote faster aging, and there are some food that are gonna fight aging. They just believed it, and if you say a statement like this, you just validate their pre-existing beliefs. And when you validate their pre-existing beliefs, what also happens is that you get gradualization. Now what gradualization means is that you get them into the yes yes state, meaning an assertive state. um what I mean by that is, they are saying yes, 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 I know, yes, yes, I know that biochemical reaction in my body, and I know, yes, I know, I knew that some foods would age me faster and others would help me slower. I knew. So they're in a positive frame, is what I mean to say. I hope I got my point across. Eat the wrong foods regularly and you can look and feel 10 or more years older than your age. Not fun. Consequence, they don't want. But yeah, eat the right foods and start to look and then your real age. Benefit, they want. They do want. So when you use something like this, you can tell them like, oh, you don't want this, right? You want this, right? So yes, the yes framework, as in the gradualization process gets triggered. The more you trigger the gradualization process, the more bought in becomes your prospect, and the many sales messages you can, they'll be more likely to respond to your sales message more often than not. Anyways, hope that makes sense. Three of the processes that go inside your body that have a major impact on the alkalization, inflammation, and oxidation. Now, they deliberately using complex terms so that one complex the hell they deliberately use complex terms to one themselves as an authority to um, sell you the mechanisms, because they are now going to sell you the mechanism, meaning they're going to sell you a process, they're going to tell you the food that helps to, and they're going to use these terminologies. So they're going to introduce a food and they're going to tell you why it's good, because it is good because it has, uh, let's say oxygen to it. For example, it has oxygen that helps to regulate glycation and avoids inflammation and does oxidation and stuff that. So meaning they put you in a frame enough, that means they educate you enough that you can actually understand what they're talking about. You don't feel that you are expected to know this, which is not, I don't mean this in a bad sense, meaning you are expected to know this, meaning, but meaning what I mean to say by this is, um they assume you know it so that you are assumed to be smart. I hope that makes sense. They're trying to position you as somebody smart who understands all these elements. He is learning new stuff. He's receiving novel information. And what do you think happens when people, or your brain receives something novel? It tries to retain information much more better, much more better, much more. It tries to retain information much more, and when you retain information more, you also retain the sales message. And what this does is take over your readers or prospects mental bandwidth, so that you position yourself as an authority and become the go-to solution. Makes sense. I also talk about this in the emails, in the meaning, those who like send daily emails, always get in front of prospect. The frequency, I'm talking about the frequency, the amount of time you show up in front of the ideal prospect. If you're gonna see him, if you're gonna see him regularly, you're gonna think of you're gonna build a parasocial relationship with him. You're gonna think of him as somebody you know, like, and trust. And if it's somebody you know, like, and trust, you're definitely buying from them. Makes sense? There's a whole new element to this rather than the words itself. I know that I'm emphasizing more on that and repeating a lot of stuff but that's the important part rather than the words. When we talk about aging, we're not just talking about wrinkles on your skin or how thick your hair is. We're also talking about factors that you can see, such as well as your organs function and whether your joints are degrading. More on validating the pre-existing beliefs, right? Yes, yes. Yeah, I know that aging is about, my organ function. People already know this stuff. You're just validating their pre-existing beliefs. Yes, I'm sure you will agree this is much more important than just how you look superficially, although we'll show you how to improve both below. Now, looking superficial, most of these people are for superficial benefits. They just want to improve their looks, meaning although but they also want the health benefits despite that is not tangible. They don't know how it's like to have your glycation level reduced by 34%. They don't feel this, but they can see it's tangible, right? They can see their skin having less wrinkles and stuff like that, right? Tangible, one is tangible, one is intangible, but both have benefits. And it's good we do both of them, because if you just do one, they're gonna think, because people buy with emotion, that is, improving their looks, but they justify it with logic. They're gonna tell you, oh, my glycemic level improved and blah blah blah. That's why you need to give them both of them. You need to give them both of these elements. And number two is, don't assume, like, you're not assuming the reader is dumb, meaning you're just giving him the benefits. Oh, there's no scientific element to it. This is too promising, this is too salesy. Sales is never salesy. You can never know sales. It is very subtle. Okay. With title of this article, you might have guessed that obvious answers like sugar or trans fat would be what we talk about in this article. Yes, we all already know those are bad, but I want to discuss another food that ages your body faster than normal. Okay, as I said, validating more of their pre-existing beliefs. They're just warming you up for another page. So let's dig in right, and I'll show you how your rate of aging can be directly related to the foods you might eat and how to protect yourself. Okay, now these are like reframing the whole point of the sales argument. The number one food that ages you fast are wheat-based foods. Yes, even whole wheat. So they're not, gatekeeping the whole information to the end of the sales letter. Before I tell you why wheat can actually speed up the aging process in your body, let's clarify some simple biochemistry in your body. Open loop. Before we do that, let's focus on this. Meaning you're bribing the reader to read further and actually consume your whole sales message so he's in the right frame before clicking to the next page. I hope you're starting to connect the dots. This deals with glycation in your body and substances called advanced glycation end products. These nasty little compounds called AGs speed up the aging process in your body, including damage of over time to organs, your joints, and of course wrinkled skin. As I said, they're gonna use technical stuff to this, but to make it sound complex. But they're gonna make sure that you understand it and it is in third grade terms, so that people are not repelled by the level of complexity. This way you ensure that they read the not that stuff. This way you also ensure that they feel like they're getting new information while also making it simple, right? Technical explanation, and another is layman's explanation. So advanced glycation is stuff that makes you age fast. That is what a dumb mind comprehends. So with that said, what is one of the biggest factors that increase production of AGEs in your body? This may surprise you, but high blood sugar levels. Now, high blood sugar levels. Now, this could very well be the mechanism that we talked about, mechanism of the problem. Now this is the mechanism of the problem, and in the next page when you solve the solution to this to solution to the problem, you're gonna see a mechanism of the solution that counters the mechanism of the problem. Make sense? Okay. This may surprise you, but high over dramatically increase age accelerating AGES in your body. Ages. This is age itself. What the hell? This is why type 2 diabetics many times appear that they have not aged well and look older than the real age. But this, okay, oh, so I know like some diabetic people that are that look older than they actually are. So this could be the case. See more of the validating the pre-existing beliefs part. But this age increasing effect is not just limited to diabetics. So let's get to now how whole wheat related this. Here's a little known fact that's often covered up when the massive marketing campaigns by giant foods that want you to believe that us versus them mentality, right? But the fact is that every wheat contains a very unusual type of carbohydrate. So amylopectin A. So again, mechanism of the problem. So this is the mechanism of the problem. Now these are the nuances of the mechanism. Let's say nuances of the problem. Nuances of the problem mechanism. I hope you guys. What the fuck? Anyways, but the fact is that wheat contains a very unusual type of carbohydrate not found in other foods called which has been found in some tests to spike your blood sugar higher than even pure table sugar. In fact, amylopectin A from wheat raises your blood sugar more than almost any other carbohydrate source on Earth based on blood sugar response testing that's documented in studies, social proof. Let's just say proof. This means that wheat-based foods such as blah, 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 often cause much higher blood sugar than most of the carbohydrate. If you don't believe me, here's something you should know. I ran personal blood sugar tests on myself using a blood glucometer about 45 minutes after eating two slices of bread was eating a oatmeal with equivalent grams of carbs. Data. Data study proof. When you use something like that, equals authority. When you present that you did some study on your own, it just assumes that you know what you're doing, right? You know what you're talking about. Two slices of whole wheat toast, 45 minutes of a consumption. Okay, it's gonna more cite the study, right? Proof. As you know, now higher your blood fats average blood sugar levels are over time, the more AGEs are formed inside your body, which makes you age faster. Clearly, the whole wheat spiked blood sugar much higher than the oatmeal, and if you don't know, 155 is massive blood sugar, massive. Okay, so this reader might not know, right? If you don't know, they definitely don't know. Handling objection. Is that bad? Is 155 blood sugar bad or not? They don't know about that, right? So when you use this this element, you just handle the objection. The massive reading that will certainly contribute to faster aging if you eat wheat frequently. You probably also heard about the potential health damaging effects of gluten, another problematic compound found in wheat that can cause inflammation in your digestive system in the news recently, but this blood sugar aspect we just covered is not talked about that often and is yet another reason to reduce or eliminate wheat-based foods in your diet. Your body will thank you by aging slower and looking younger. Okay. Hmm. Now they have just tied the mechanism back to the benefit. And losing body fat is typically another fun side effect of eliminating or reducing wheat in your diet. Yet another problem with wheat-based foods are an aging. So these are the problem, right? They are the problem. These are more mechanism. I'm sorry, the nuances of the mechanism, and this is the unique uh, This is the unique, the unique mechanism of the solution is probably this. I'm sorry, the problem, unique mechanism of the problem is probably this or this, advanced this, right? And this is a nuance. This is not the unique stuff, but this is a nuance of the problem. Make sense? Here another problem, so more problem, they're gonna frame this as bad. So if this is bad, what is good? It becomes a question, and yeah, click on the next page, you'll find it out. As it turns out, baked wheat products contain carcinogenic chemicals called acrylamides. Okay, same a nuance, another nuance of the problem. The another nuance of the problem mechanism, not the problem itself. That form in the brown portion of breads, cereals, muffins, etc. These carcinogenic acrylamides have been linked in studies to possible increased risk of cancer and accelerated aging. Note that acrylamides are also found in high levels in other brown carbohydrate sources such as French fries or any other brown starchy foods. Don't worry though, there's a trick that you can use to protect yourself from this carcinogen, and it has nothing to do with the right foods that counteract damage from these nasty chemicals. I'll show you how to find the exact foods that protect your body on the next page. I'm talking about that, right? I just told you you're gonna find exact foods. So this is like acts as an open loop. They positioned a wheat-based food as the enemy. Why? Because it has a unique mechanism called amylopectin, which induces advanced glycation end products. They show and backed by some data, and that's gonna result in these kind of bad health benefits, sorry, bad health consequences or consequences the reader does not want, and it will. But if you avoid this, you're gonna get a benefit that the reader does want. And there's also another problem to this. It has acrylamides, the brown portion, and because of this, there's a higher likelihood of getting cancers. So in order to avoid that, I'm gonna give you the foods that actually protect your body and actually fight the mechanism of the problem. Make sense? The bigger picture of the whole thing. I just talked about it. No worries if you did not listen clearly. I'm gonna repeat it at the end again. This is what I just did is an open loop. I'm gonna repeat it back again in the end. So in the end, I'm asking you to watch till the end of this video. Make sense? Makes sense. What I just used makes sense, meaning you're gonna say yes, right? So you're in an assertive tone. So I hope you understood it. Anyways, I'm not selling you anything at the end of this, so don't worry. Don't worry though. Okay, who the fuck is even watching this video? Other foods to watch out for that can increase aging in your body include corn-based foods. So there's another enemy that also disrupt blood sugar highly. Corn cereals, okay, soybean, soy, and other vegetable oils that contain excessively refined and processed fats that cause inflammation in your body, and also excess sugars from candies, cakes, and sweetened drink. More enemies. When you mention about an enemy, what do you think is then that becomes the next question? How do I fight the enemy? You just pinpointed a problem. These people were unaware until now. Unfucking aware. Cold. You just warmed them up. You just made them problem aware. Right? Until now, they were just living their life. They did not know about it. Of course, they faced some problems. They don't want aging. Yeah, this is unaware people. Even does not matter if they're unaware or aware. They're people. They're human being, and they don't want to age, right? But they did not know about all this stuff, right? Now you have made them problem aware. Now they are not solution aware yet. They're gonna get solution aware in the next page. You just warm them up. This is, let's say, the pyramid or the 5 stages of awareness. They are unaware, now they are problem aware. Next thing you know, they're gonna get solution aware. Next thing you know, they're gonna get product aware. Next thing you know, they're gonna be most aware. Most aware are those people who have already bought from you, meaning they have already become your client. So you're just trying to get them to the product aware and the most aware stages. Most of our stages are is that stage where back end customer acquisition has already been accomplished, and now you're doing back end promos rather than front end promo. This is a front end promo, front end sales acquisition system. The on the bottom of this curve or the bottom of this pyramid is um the that what we talked about. I just get blank all of a sudden. That is not a good thing. Maybe I am eating too much bread. Of course I'm not. But the good news is we'll show you how to find plenty of food, spice our and protect your body from aging on the next page. So it's definitely gonna do that. There's a lot of enemies. I need to fight the enemies. I'm problem aware. Tell me the solution. It's the natural and gradual shift that's eventually gonna happen. They either click on the next page or what happened is they toss and turn in bed in during the nighttime, imagining of what could be the potential solution because they don't want to age, right? It depends if it's the right kind of audience because 30 teenagers like me don't give a shit about aging, right? Of course there are some teenagers who do give shit about, but me generally not. So if like let's say if others mm, I can think of an example. Anyways, fuck that. Nutrients that protect your body from aging on the next page. I don't give a shit about the example. You'll also cover, of course, but you cannot leave them with just that. You're also going to cover. You have to tease what's in the next page, right? You'll also discover dozens of surprising tricks you can find use daily to fight aging, helping you look 5 to 10 years younger. Click the button below the next page to discover unique and delicious anti-aging foods, spices, herbs, teas, and other potent youth enhancing nutrients. Teasing. Okay. So the whole point of this, you have now shifted the reader from unaware to problem aware. Now you mentioned you tease the solution. They're gonna click on the another page. They're gonna know about the mechanism of the solution, the unique mechanism of the solution, and they're gonna also know about the other mechanisms of the solution. But they're gonna also know about the unique mechanism of the solution and how it counters the um unique mechanism of the problem and what you should do. Of course, they're gonna give you tips so that you make the whole sales element valuable itself, so that people actually don't click off thinking all of it was just a sales element and there was no benefit to reading this, a waste of time. You should not do that because that would attack you and affect you somehow, even in the long term, especially in the long term, not even. So, okay, and now they are solution aware, or they are product aware and they want to know about the solution, so they go on to the next page, they become solution aware, and then they're going to be product aware, meaning there's going to be a product at the end of the whole sales letter. They're going to find about the product, they're going to maybe research, maybe buy. That is what we're trying to do. So the whole element of this, attacking a very uh, an underlying problem, an underlying psychological conditioning of humans, because they all of us want to age, and when you talk about these stuff, it's very intriguing, yes. And then you tell them, and then you validate their pre-existing beliefs. You mention about the thing. You talk about the nuances. You talk about the uh, this is the problem. The problem is aging. The mechanism is worst. The problem is aging. The cause is worst, like bad food, or let's say in this case wheat based food. And why wheat based food is bad, because these are the mechanism of the bad food, and there's a unique They are like unique mechanism of this bad food that is actually causing you, so you know the root cause. It is backed by study to make it more effective, and because you're feeling like you're getting novel information, you're going to retain more of it, and you're going to also be exposed to, you're going to, the pain is going to be induced much more further, let's say induced rather than, let's say, agitated. And they have built an us versus them mentality, meaning, let's say, more enemies, there are more enemies to this. But the good news is I know the solution, and when you teach the solution, people are more likely to click on the next page. So but if actually he, compressed all of the solution and inserted into this page, it would not have made sense. There's that. Anyways, that's it. This is the original page. We're broken down successfully. We're gonna do break down all of this their stuff because this is some good copy. OG copy. We're 41 minutes in. I'll see you on the next one. That's gonna be DDOS number 20 fucking 9. See you on the next one.